All right, all right. How is everybody today? Can you hear me? Just make sure everybody can hear me. Whoops. I did the wrong thing. I'm still doing the wrong thing. It's Thursday. It's the wrong day, Thursday. How is everybody today? Everybody good? All right, perfect. Thank you, Miss Angie. Good to have everybody with us today on a Thursday. It's May the 6th. Yeah. Yep. How is everybody today? Hope that you are well. It should be a beautiful day after all the rain from yesterday. This should be a beautiful, beautiful weekend, all weekend. And so make sure you get out, make the most of it. All kinds of stuff going on this weekend. So I know the big deal is the Hot Air Balloon Festival in Owa. Should be a lot of fun, a lot of pretty balloons. So good to have you all with us today. All right. Hey, my name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Milton Post for hosting Jernigan's Landing. God bless y'all. 850-771-0049. Everybody that shares the program, because I think the special from Sunday was shared something like 40 some times. So, yeah, thank you. God bless you. That's how we get this stuff out there. All right, get ready for work, Mike. Thank you for working, by the way. The county commissioners will want your tax dollars. They do. They like that. They like that. Oh, they like it a lot. Hey, your forecast for today. Sunny and a high near 82. Tonight, clear sky, low near 56. And tomorrow, sunny and a high near 79. 80, mostly sunny and 80. Sunday, mostly sunny and 82. It's great. This is why we live in South Florida, or Northwest Florida. We live in the South in Florida. I'm not smart. I'm just pretty. So, all right. Good to have you with us today. All right. So, if you've been living in a hole. Now, again, I just want to say, nobody is covering this stuff except for South Santa Rosa News. God bless them for what they're doing. They're touting stuff. You've got Milton Post. You've got Jernigan's Landing. You've got some other Facebook pages that are vanishing my head. Forgive me. And this show that is calling the commissioners out and calling Dan Cheebler. That's it. Well, it's about him missing the deadline. No. So just don't forget that there are people out there. There are people out there who are not hearing the truth. Either because they're not on Facebook or they think this show is ultra right-wing conservative or whatever it is. They don't get that this is not about that. Right? They're not paying attention to Milton Post. They just dismiss this stuff as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And it is up to you to make them aware. They don't get the South Santa Rosa News. And so they are completely oblivious. They think that you're mad because he missed a deadline. The story of the homecoming queen is, yes, it is making national news. She could be facing 16 years. But this is more egregious than that, I believe. Made my boss and coworkers aware, and now they're mad and passing on the info. Make them watch the show. Make them watch the Sunday show. Pull that up for them. Say, check it out. Here's all the video for it. They should be mad. They should be mad. But look, and Mike, you are exactly right, because they had no clue. They had no clue. People live in a bubble. And they think that just because it's local, that these guys are going to be honest. It's not the case. It's not the case. You've got to make these guys aware. I know the picture is blurry, but Bob Cole's blurry. He's a little fuzzy on subjects. So there's Bob Cole, there's Dave Beach, there's Colton Wright. They are, wow. They are not for you. They're not. Hashtag Scopegate has everything. Check it out. Yep. You have everything at your fingertips to alert people. And if you show that to them and it is all you can do is let them know. Say, do you care about what happens in this county? Put it to a point blank. Do you care about what happens in this county? Well, yeah. Okay. You have an obligation to spend an hour to investigate. Watch the video. Watch the special from Sunday. Link it. Go to the page. Link it. And send them the link. Not because I want more views, but because I that puts it all together. Let them know what is happening. Social mainstream media should all resign. Or local mainstream media. Yeah. Because they're not doing their job. They're not even investigating it. How come WEAR is not all over this? How come P&J is not? Well, we know why P&J is not all over it. Scratch that one. That's not mainstream media. But where's everybody else? Where are the news stations, the news radio stations? Where's that at? Is there a reason I'm not addressing Sam? Because Sam is he is silent. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt until he comes down one side or the other. Now I've been hard on him. I have been hard on him. Because here's the thing, is he sat in those meetings silent. He was silent. I said he was like one of those cigar store Indians. He said nothing until he kind of got on Jerry Cooey. Why did you wait? Why didn't you tell us about it? Why we could have done something then. But I've sent Sam everything. I sent him all the video. I sent him the emails. What do you do? We'll wait and see. Now, depending on where he comes down on this thing, we're going to hammer him. If he comes down the wrong side of this thing, it's on. It's your duty to help people know what's going on in our community. Corrupt politicians love ignorance and lack of knowledge. Yes, they do. They expect you to be weary of the news. They expect you to be complacent. You are the peasantry. Silent Sam. Anyone else's data has been pooping out. I don't know. What do you mean? This is live, Zoe. So if you have trouble with the stuff, the feed on the side, just refresh it. So we are live, or a good facsimile thereof. Now, the one Sunday night was not. The one Sunday night was a recording. So make sure the people email all the commissioners to fire the liar. We want you to fire him May 11th, and we're going to show up to make sure that you do. And that's the truth. And that's what we want. Nothing else. Nothing else will suffice. Here are your commissioner emails. Pretty simple. District 1 at santarosa.florida.gov. District 1 at santarosa.fl.gov. District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5, you get it. Around 50 so far coming. We need way more. We need 10 times more. Yes? We need 10 times more to come. I did email all the commissioners, thanking Calkins for standing with the people and requesting the others fire the liar. No, Sharon, you don't request it. You demand it. You're a citizen. Demand it. He must be fired. Please, no, it's not please fire him. It's we demand he is gone. Because they're complicit. These guys are complicit. Bob Cole says, you come to us and we'll go to him. Fine. You go to them and you hammer them. It's about respect. And they do not respect you. Demand respect and do it today. But Sharon, you've got to get other people aware of what's going on. This thing is not being talked about. It's not. And we must, it's about mask and COVID, and this thing is about you. And make sure that other people around you are aware of everything that is going on. Now, there's somebody yesterday that asked, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Zoe, about what all this is going on. Zoe, did you get a chance to watch the special from Sunday with everything complete in it? If that was indeed you, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was you. But anyway, make sure we know. Make sure that they know, and you send them the link. You send them all the information because they got to get it through their head. Donna says, we must demand that they do not put down the citizens of their county. It's not acceptable. No, it's not acceptable. Don't lie to me. Don't you dare lie to me. I won't stand for it. I won't take it from a coworker. I won't take it from a family member, and I'm certainly not going to take it from you. And I will not take it from county commissioners who are complicit in backing it up. No. We demand you fire Dan Schiebler, and commissioners, you are put on notice. All of them. Even James Calkins. Now, James is right, and he's on the side of the people. But again, everybody gets the same warning. And if you're doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But everybody's on notice. This is everybody answers to the people. Everybody on that board answers to the people. And so everybody is put on notice today. And don't settle for anything less. You've got to get people angry, get them to sign up so we know how many are coming. Share the link. Share the link of the show. Share the link of where they accept the invite to the meeting, and encourage them to come. Don't let it go. May 11th, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Make your signs. Can Dan. Get them. Share the feed. Yep. And get there. Demand transparency, responsibility, accountability, integrity from our county officials, and honesty. Sam, that'll preach right there. That's a good alliteration. And now all you need is a poem. You have 4 points in a poem. You get a sermon. But it's true. So make sure you do that. All right. There's a 171 lot RV park planned for roughly 23 acre parcel on Navarre Beach. Let me get the pictures up here. You've got that coming. It's going to be fronting Santa Rosa Sound and across from the Spring Hill Suites. Also, there's 332 apartments. Do I have that backwards? I don't know. It's one of the two. Same picture. It's a site plan from the new owners of the 33.38 acres located next to Publix in Navarre. The branch, based in Atlanta, plans to build 7.25 acre retail complex on the west side of the road, which is planned from US 98 to Frontera Street. Additionally, there'll be roughly 6 roughly 1 acre commercial parcels lining the US 98 and a 20.38 acre apartment complex on the east side of the property. Going to have a 7,500 square foot clubhouse, a pool, and a dog run. And I don't know about the RV park, but the apartment complex are needed. Apartment complex. Need those. Ring doorbell video shows the moments just before a Tuesday fatal shooting at a Escambia County home. Here's that video. If I can find it real quick. Here it is. Check this out. This is pretty wild.
Play. You want to play? You want to play? Let's play.
You want to play? You want to play? Let's play. He breaks in. He goes in. You want to play? You want to play? And a moment later, he's dead. Evidently, she didn't want to play. That wasn't on her agenda that day. She did not want to play. It's a stand your ground case since the man was armed with a knife and he was there to harm the children's mother, and she lit him up. He's dead. And good for her. Good for her. Wow. That is kind of frightening. Middle of the day. She popped him. A 48-year-old Milton man was arrested Tuesday on child porn charges. Where's this bright bulb's picture? There he is. Brian Stanton is charged with possession of child porn, 2 counts, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, 1 count. He's being held in Santa Rosa County Jail without bond. According to a arrest report, authorities opened an investigation in April into an IP address that shared child porn images from March 12th to March 17th. Other IP addresses shared child porn from June 2020 to February 2021. All of the IP addresses link back to Stanton's home in Camelot Place. They executed a search warrant of the home on Tuesday. The report states that during the search, deputies found child porn files as well as an ammunition for multiple weapons. And so, bye-bye, Brian. So, on the shooting, he got what he deserved, Donna says. He did. He did. It's a stand your ground case. She's good. He is armed with a knife, and he broke into her home. Stand your ground. Yeah. State and county leaders took another tour of the Pensacola Bay Bridge Wednesday afternoon. In just over 3 weeks, the Florida Department of Transportation expects to have 2 lanes open for drivers. Doug Broxson, Escambia County Commissioner Robert Bender, and Santa Rosa County Commissioner Dave Peach got a first-hand look at the progress. They tell Channel 3 they're confident Skanska will meet their May 31st deadline. The good news is you could walk all the way across for the first time since September 16th. They're going to be pouring concrete tonight and the rest of the week. The even better news is we're going to hit our date to be back on operation by the end of May. Now, until that thing opens, I don't buy it. And at this point, I do not know if I trust Dave Peach's. I don't trust Dave Peach's assessment on this. I don't. Lawmakers across Northwest Florida are putting the pressure on Skanska to get the job done, and 980 some odd lawsuits. So will they get it done? Wow, the feed is jumping. Is it? We having a problem? My internet is fine. Sorry, Donna. I'm sorry. But my internet speed is fine. I'm not having any fluctuation at all. So sorry about that. Whatever's going on. Refresh it. Bridge repair should not be rushed. No. I don't know why there's not greater oversight. One-term Dave. And it's not out of it's just the job's not getting done. It's that there seems to be a lot of CYA and a lot of not about the people. Yep, it's a problem. It's a problem. Bob, Dave, Colton, bye. Sam, you want to stick around a little while? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Former Florida Governor Charlie Crist is back on the campaign trail for his third run at governor, stopping at Northwest Florida on Wednesday. For the second time, the former GOP lawmaker is returning as a Democrat. He's now the first major Democratic candidate. Is he major? In the 2022 Florida gubernatorial race. On Wednesday in Pensacola, Crist admitted he did not spend enough time in the area in his lone term as governor. If you're trying to be governor of Florida, you can't forget about Pensacola, Escambia, and all of Northwest Florida, Crist said while speaking at Five Sisters. Did he get chicken? I don't know. Crist says his focus will be improving education, cleaning up the environment, and being a governor for all the people. He also touted the idea of raising minimum wage to $15, which takes him out of the running as far as I'm concerned. So you've got a governor that's pushing the $15 minimum wage. No, I don't think so. Yeah, we don't need that. He's a Democrat. He is a Democrat. And he's awful. Demorat. He's also awful. He was not a good governor. Dave Peach equals arrogance. Well, look at the majority of them. They do. And let me say this, and even about radio guys, there is a set there. You have to have a sense of narcissism. There is a little bit of narcissism. If you want to be a politician, you got to have a little narcissism. If you want people to show up to watch your radio show, you got to have a little sense of narcissism. You do. There is a little bit of that. No Democrats for governor. No Democrats for anything, please. We're done. Look, if I could have a good old-fashioned Democrat, probably be fine with it. It's these progressives, and that's what it all is now. These freak jobs from the extreme far left. You know who they are. Ron DeSantis is rewarding those in uniform with a bonus. He says we're funding the police. Where's that big? Oh, here it is. Here's a great picture with him with a great big check. He says we're funding the police and then some. It's from Wednesday on the steps of the Satellite Beach Police Department. DeSantis said the legislature passed a measure calling for $1,000 bonuses for every sworn law enforcement officers, EMTs, firefighters, and paramedics. The governor says he'll sign it as part of the new budget soon. Good. I don't have a problem with that. Jeff says once he pronouns Jeff. I assume you mean Crist. Switch from Republican to Dem. That's all I need to know. Lying and deception are the Dems' operative words. Justice says I make just over 15, but less than 20 an hour. It's not enough. So all the 15 minimum people need to start working on their $20 minimum fight. You start out at minimum wage and gain some skills. You prove yourself as a competent employee, and you move up with higher pay. Now, if that job does not pay you higher, then you find a job that will pay you for your skills. That's what it is. It's a starting point. It is not to keep you. It is not made to keep you. And don't fight. You go, there's jobs. There's jobs. There's all kinds of jobs paying more because they can't get workers. Keep that in mind. Chris is not very smart. He put his opinion in on Skanska and didn't even know what had been done by DeSantis. I know. I identify as a bank. Now give me your money. I identify as a county commissioner, so I can lie to you and take your money. Yes, Jeff. If you look at JFK, besides his antics, a lot of the stuff he did was very conservative, very Republican. Even, well, I'll make some people mad with this. Even Martin Luther King. Burger flipper is not a career. It's not. It is not a career. Yeah, we did that. Okay. 850-771-0049. I love DeSantis. I love his, this guy thinks clearly all the time. And if he does something, if he steps up to the microphone, you know he's thought about it. It's not something that he's like, oh, I'm going to pull it out of my back pocket and wing it today. Is it payday today? Good for you. 850-771-0049. All right. I know. Let's see what else is going on. A woman who went missing nearly 6 months ago was found living in a tent in a national forest in Utah. She subsisted on a diet including grass and moss. And they say, well, we think she may have some mental health problems. Think. She's living in a national forest in Utah in a tent eating moss and grass. 47-year-old who wasn't publicly identified was discovered Sunday in a remote campground of the Utah National Forest. The Utah County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. This woman had lost a significant amount of weight. You don't get a lot from grass and moss. And was weak, but she was apparently also resourceful. She had been surviving on a small amount of food as she brought with her, as well as grass and moss. She also had access to water from a nearby river. They took her to a nearby hospital for a mental health evaluation, but said it was possible she would choose to return to the forest. All right, whatever. People are weird. People are weird. Yes, he is just saying ahead of them. You want to live in a tent and eat moss? Knock thyself out. That's my King James English for today. Montana is ending its participation in the federal employment program that gives people extra weekly unemployment benefit payments as the state struggles with a worker shortage. Republican Governor Greg Gianforte announced Tuesday. Beginning June 27th, unemployed workers in the state will no longer receive $300 in weekly extra benefits funded by the federal government through September 6th. The state will launch we froze. We back up. The state will launch a new program to give bonuses to unemployment workers who return to work. You want the extra money? Get a job. There are jobs aplenty. The federal extra money is gone. No. We are not participating. I love it. We're not paying you to sit on your butt. You want a bonus? We'll pay you a bonus, but you got to go to work. There's jobs out there. Get out there and get it. Love it. Good for him. First time National Day of Pride. I saw that on the calendar last night. I went, what? I didn't hear anything about it. Because they don't prey. They prey upon you, not for you. That's Montana. Wyoming has a smart governor, but that's Montana that has that governor. Time to go back to work. I didn't get the memo and kept the job through the whole pandemic. Good for you. What else is happening? Louisiana school cafeteria worker has been arrested on 10 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile and 8 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile following an investigation into alleged sleepovers hosted at her home. Here she is. Boy. According to the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff, 38-year-old Dawn Marie Bay was the cafeteria worker at a local school in Chauvin where she met some of the victims. He said accusations that Bay hosted sleepovers for the juvenile boys ages 13 to 16, where they watched pornography, drank alcohol, and participated in sexual encounters were investigated. Following the investigation, he said detectives determined that the facts of the investigation were consistent along with information that was shared on social media. Look, you got a 13, 14-year-old boy that he's going to share it on Facebook. I'm just saying. Bay was interviewed over the weekend and then arrested. So here is the interesting thing, is that this doesn't seem to be on the level of child pornography. You're actually sexually abusing the kids. That it's the same. It's the same. Yeah, whatever. Lunch lady. I'm sorry. Everybody must wear plastic gloves and hairnets. That's part of the sleepover. A father pulled his daughter from her posh $43,000 per year New York City school. $43,000 a year for school. And moved her to Florida after the curriculum reportedly taught kids to feel bad about the color of their skin. Harvey Goldman told Fox News' Tucker Carlson that he believes most parents aren't even aware of what the school is teaching students, and that he's speaking out on his decision in order to educate and encourage other parents to follow suit. He added that he and his entire family left the state altogether and moved to Florida after finding out the elite school was coaching her on how to deal with her white privilege. They're teaching these kids terrible things, he said during a Tuesday interview, teaching them to feel bad about themselves, and it's really awful. They're coming to Florida. They're coming to Florida. Yeah. Sexual predator. That serves you nutritious lunches. A hard competent worker who always shows up on time could work their way up to a company's ranks due to lack of competition. Yep. Time for those young, ambitious folks to take advantage of the situation. Listen, that is exactly right. If you are an ambitious worker and you've got skills, nunchuck skills, computer hacking skills, you can get a great job. You show ambition. I want to tell you, if you are looking for a better job, you find a business owner that is willing to mentor you. They may not hire you. They may not be able to hire you. But say, listen, I want you to mentor me. I want you to help me hone my skills for interviews. Help me with my resume. Help me, teach me, coach me how to dress, how to act, what to say in an interview. Yes? And do it. If you want it, it is there. There's nothing holding you back but you. I don't demand someone pay a salary that they can't pay. You can go demand, I want $150,000 to mop the floor. I do a good job. I show up on time. I don't lean on my mop all the time. Okay? I can give you another job That job pays this amount of money. I can give you another job and give you some more responsibility. Yes, but it's not going to be $150,000 a year. You have to work to that. I will dare say that a lot of these store owners, if you look at the hours they put in, think about this. I want you to think about this really close. If you look at the hours that these business owners, small business owners, the time that they put in, the out of their pocket stuff that they have to do, they don't make $15 an hour. Now, they may make more money than you do, but they don't make as much. They don't make $15 an hour. I would dare say that's the truth. Because they're working at nights at home. They come in early. They have to come in on the weekends. It's not what you think it is. They're not slaughtering it. What's this? Tennessee governor signs law banning CRT in schools there. Critical race theory. I got it. Yeah. We got to get rid of this stuff. Anderson Cooper found out the hard way following Aaron Rodgers is a fool's errand. The CNN's host, first week guest hosting Jeopardy, did not get off to the best rating start, falling 7% to a 5.1 rating, the lowest debut for any of the Sony game show's guest hosts. Ratings for the syndicated shows for the week ending April 25th were hampered due to extensive daytime coverage of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. No. Particularly on April 19th and 20th, the last day of which the verdict was announced. The 5.1 rating for Cooper's first week dropped Jeopardy out of the top game show spot, falling behind Family Feud, which pulled in a 5.5 rating. Cooper's 5.1 was just below Dr. Oz's 5.2 for his debut week, which had been the previous low for Jeopardy guest host. Rodgers, the for now Green Bay Packers quarterback, began his run with a 5.6 the second week and drew a 5.5 rating. The Packers gave him an offer they don't think he can refuse, but he really wants that Jeopardy spot. Rodgers wants that Jeopardy spot. And I can't blame him. It'd be a sweet gig. The stock prices of several coronavirus vaccine developers took a sharp downturn on Wednesday after the Biden administration announced its support stripping away vaccine patent protections so the formulas can be shared with the world to produce generics. U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai announced in the afternoon that the administration supports waiving intellectual property protections for COVID-19 vaccines. We're destroying capitalism. He's torn. This is a global health crisis. And the extraordinary circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic call for extraordinary measures. The administration believes strongly in the intellectual property protections, but in service of ending this pandemic, supports the waiver of those protections for COVID-19 vaccines. Well, you want to know why? Because people here don't want it. And it costs a lot to produce it and give it away. So they want to get rid of it and make generics so the government can. That's a guess. Andrew Cuomo announced on Wednesday that baseball fans in New York would be segregated by their vaccine status when they go to Yankees or Mets games. Hear me. Cuomo said that the Mets and the Yankees would be permitted to segregate fans into separate sections, with vaccinated fans sitting on one side, cordoned off part of the facility, and the non-vaccinated in another, according to the New York Post. No testing, but if you're vaccinated, have the Excelsior Pass proof of vaccination. That will determine where you sit. It's a different experience with the crowd, Cuomo added. The crowd energizes. The crowd brings the rhythm. The crowd brings the dynamic. Both Citi Field and Yankee Stadium will be regulated to 33% of fan capacity. The stadiums have also teamed up with the State Department of Health to open vaccination centers during the games. I go to the baseball game, get a dog, get a brew, get a shot or a jab. Now, if you get a shot at the game, Can you then, after your shot, go sit in the vaccinated crowd? I don't know, because it doesn't take effect that quick. And if you get, it's so dumb, but you see how scary that is? Well, I don't know why Cuomo's still in office. But is that not frightening to you, that there's going to be a vaccinated section and an unvaccinated section? This is a public shaming. Do you get me? It's a public shaming. Now, I bring that up because there was, and I had the video, but there was no audio for some weird reason. So let me just kind of read you part of this. Where's that? Sorry. That's not it. That's not it. In a clip from a segment on struggling to get to herd immunity, CNN host Michael Smirkanish, I don't know, quoting a law professor, spoke about the need for both positive and negative motivations for Americans to get their vaccination. He went so far as to suggest shunning Americans who decide not to get vaccinated may be the answer. You've got to shun them. They can't come into your business. They can't come to work. Remember, the Bible, it says they can't buy or sell save they have the mark. Yeah, you're familiar with that? They're trying to keep you from earning or spending if you don't have the shot. Now, I want you to see where this is going. Wearing yellow stars or having the mark. HIPAA violation. It is a HIPAA, but they don't care. They don't care. New segregation. This is a problem. And you want to talk about divisive? My gosh, people. So far as to say, you have to sit over here. You have your own water fountain. You have your own restroom. Sound familiar? This is going to be the new racism. You got people on Facebook going, yay, I got my shot. Fine, whatever. I don't care. But this is absolutely the most dangerous thing you can do. This is absolutely dangerous. End Times Madness by Gary DeMar. I'll check that out. Because, look, this is what this is. They're going to shame you. They are going to shut you off. You have to shut off family members that don't get the vaccine. You can't have anything to do with them. You need to shame them. You can't go to the store. You're not going to be able to shop. You're not going to be able to work. Yeah. Be aware, people. This is what they are doing. This is not what's coming. This is what they're doing. This is the talk. This is the talk. 850-771-0049. Crazy. Joe Biden told a heartfelt story last week about an Amtrak conductor congratulating him for riding more than 1.5 million times. But the details of the story don't add up. Really? It's Joe Biden. I can't imagine that being the case. When I became vice president, one of the Capitol Hill newspapers estimated that I had taken more than 7,000 round trips on Amtrak over my career. I think that's an exaggeration, he said, who is prone to exaggeration. I'm going to rely on those two conductors. One of them, a guy named Angelo Negri. He said an event marking Amtrak's 50th anniversary. There was an article, I guess my 4th or 5th year as vice president, saying Biden travels 1,300,000 miles on Air Force One or Two. The Secret Service didn't like it, but I used to like to take the train home. My mom was sick. I used to try to come home almost every weekend as vice president to see her. I got on the train, and Angelo Negri come up, and he goes, "Joey, baby," and grabbed my cheek like he always did. I thought he was going to get shot. I'm serious. I said, no, he's a friend. What a stupid story. He said, "Joey, what's the big deal? 1,300,000 miles on Air Force Two? Do you know how many miles you traveled on Amtrak?" I said, "No, Angie, I don't know." He gave me the calculation. He said, "You traveled 1,500,000 miles on Amtrak." The fact is, I'd probably take Angie's word before I take the word of what the article said. Now, these comments are not fact-checked by normal outlets, the mainstream outlets. They let those things go. They let it go. A few elements of the story seemed out of place. Biden entered the fourth year of his term as vice president around 2013. Negri's obituary states he retired from Amtrak in 93. Biden was still a senator at that point. Meanwhile, Biden's mother, Catherine Eugenia Finnegan, died in 2010. So it doesn't add up. It's a lie. This is Schiebler-worthy lies. Nice. Crazy. Wow. He just ridiculous. And nobody calls him on it. Nobody calls him on it. A guest on MSNBC suggested the Republican Party poses a bigger threat than some of the world's most infamous terrorists. Watch this and listen. Oi.
Comments from
President George W. Bush.
I've been thinking to myself this whole time. I've been thinking to myself this whole time.
Osama bin Laden,
Al Qaeda,
the Taliban,
Osama bin Laden,
the people
the
who
Taliban,
wanted to do harm to our nation,
the people who wanted to do harm to our nation and to our way of life and our democracy. They got nothing on what this Republican Party is doing. The idea that a member of their party, of their leadership, whose last name is Cheney, could be purged from their leadership for telling the truth about January 6th, for telling the truth about a violent insurrection that claimed the lives of a Capitol police officer.
Wait. We know that that's false. We know that that's false. It did not claim the life of anybody except one person who was shot by a Capitol Hill police officer. Heart attack, strokes, drug overdose, 2 strokes, actually. So it didn't claim the life. Except by a Capitol police officer. I continue.
That the fact that they won't, people like Cheney won't support the great lie that this election was rigged or there was voter fraud. That anti-democratic forces are hijacking this party, purging one of the members who won't abide by the party line.
We are a two-party system in this country.
That is so detrimental and dangerous. We are a two-party system in this country. That's how it was built, for better or worse. When one of those two parties becomes this radicalized, and the core of the party's ideology is anti-democratic, that is a very dangerous development going on. That's going to result in more violence. It's going to result in more attempts to overthrow our government. It's going to result in people losing lives, just like January 6th.
Nice. So they're like terrorists. They're worse than terrorists, actually. But here is a Democrat talking about the radicalization of the Republican Party when you've got AOC, Tlaib. You know what I'm saying? You've got freakazoids that are actually taking over the party. We know that. We see that in Biden's policies. The Green New Deal. You want to talk about radicalization? That's radicalization. And yet, it's all right. 850-771-0049. More than 1/3 of the employees at the popular software firm Basecamp abruptly quit last week following a tense Zoom call, which company leadership explained its decision to prohibit political discussion on the company platform. The tipping point happened when one company executive dared to say, "We don't live in a white supremacist culture." You can't say that. What allegedly started as a controversy of a long-standing company practice of maintaining a list of funny customer names turned into a woke cultural reckoning during ending in tears and resignations. It got out of hand that Basecamp CEO Jason Fried and his co-founder David Heimer Hansen decided to close the thread and disband the supplemental employee-led diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. An announcement posted last week, Fried relayed that while employees were still free to communicate about political and cultural issues, it can't happen where work happens anymore. He added that at-work discussion of politics, advocacy, or society at large have become a major distraction, and it's not healthy, especially given that sensitivities are at an unprecedented high. 90 minutes into the Zoom meeting, Ryan Singer, an 18-year veteran of the company, raised his hand to question the claims being made by some employees. I strongly disagree. We live in a white supremacist culture. I don't believe in a lot of the framing around this implicit bias. I think of that as is actually racist. Very often, if you express a dissenting view, you get called a Nazi. I've not felt this open territory for discussion. If I were to get into it as a group discussion, it'd be very painful and divisive. And that set off a firestorm. One anonymous black employee saying the fact that you can be a white male and come to this meeting and call people racist and say white supremacy doesn't exist, and when it's blatant that this company is white privilege, the fact that he wasn't corrected and was in fact thanked makes me sick. During the discussion, 2 employees reported that they found themselves crying and screaming at the screen. 20 of the 57 employees quit. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I don't care what the company thinks or what other people in the company think. That's not why I'm there. That's not why I'm there. If you work for Basecamp, you are not there for anybody's political views. If you are, you're a moron. If you go to work because you want affirmation that everybody in the building agrees with you, you're stupid. And you're one of the most unintelligent people on the face of the earth. I don't care. I don't care. Now, if someone wants to ask me, I'll tell them. But just like, and Miss Angie will attest to the statement. When she asked me my opinion, I'm like, if you don't want to know, don't ask. Because I'm going to tell you what I think. I know you find that hard to believe. I'm going to share with you what I think. Now, there's people that block this show. They hide it so it doesn't show up anymore. I'm fine with that. You don't have to listen to what I say. I don't care. But here's the thing. If you go to work, they pay you to work, not to share your political views. Yes? Now, casual discussion, things come up. We can disagree. If I don't like your political viewpoint, it's your viewpoint. You have that right to that viewpoint. I don't have to agree with you. It doesn't mean I can't have lunch with you. I can sit at the same table. We don't have to talk politics. Or if we want to talk politics, we can discuss it calmly, but we don't have to argue. But some people can't operate that way. You must agree with me, or I will cry and quit. At that point, the company's better off. I think if you had 20 people out of Basecamp, will it make their jobs harder? Maybe. Of the 37 that are left, will it make their jobs more difficult? Maybe. But good riddance. If they are that baby, if they are that much, if they are those kinds of whiny little, then they need to go. I'm tired of coddling people. I'm not for telling you what you want to hear. You are here to work, to earn a paycheck. And the company's right. We're not talking politics anymore. It's detrimental. And you have whiny babies. See ya. Begone. I don't care anymore. And good for base camp. And yeah. Wow. 3 former chairs of the Democrats' campaign arm, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, have sounded the alarm as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi continues to see her extremely slim majority slip away. As the midterms are quickly approaching, former chairs of the DCC are sounding the alarm for the incumbent Democrats to try to remain in the majority. With the Republicans looking to regain the House, the Republican campaign arm, the National Republican Congressional Committee, has hammered the vulnerable Democrats with its hope to win back seats. In recent weeks, multiple Democrats have called it quits on remaining in the House as chances of staying in the majority are quickly fading. Former Rep. Steve Israel led the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee in 2012, and he told the New York Times the 2 biggest headaches of any cycle are redistricting and retirements. And when you have both in one cycle, it's a migraine. During an interview on Wednesday's PBS NewsHour, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that Democrats will have a better chance of holding the House in 2020 if they pass the HR and S1 in order to remove obstacles to participation for people to vote and vote often and cheat. Judy Woodruff asked if Republicans controlling redistricting in some states and some red states gaining seats in the House will make holding the House majority in 2022 difficult for Democrats. She said, well, the elections are about campaigns, and we are ready. We're ready with our mobilization, our on the ground, to get out with our message and unity for the people. Again, so proud of what the Biden-Harris administration is putting forth. And then, of course, with the resources, the money that's needed to do this. But we would be better if we could pass the HR and S1 in order to remove obstacles to participation for people to vote. So if we can get it in law to cheat so people don't question us, then we'll be much better off. We won't lose. We'll never lose. We'll never lose. New conditions of employment being used by many companies during interviews. Any diversions into political activism on the clock will not be tolerated. Will be basically, could be. There will always be more people who want to do the job. Not always. Look around you. Look around you. There are help wanted signs everywhere. They can't get people to do the jobs. Here's, you want to know, we got to get out of here. Here's an issue I'm seeing. I'm going to hit this and get out of here. One big issue that I'm seeing is everything is so compartmentalized. This person does this job. You do this job. You cannot do this job because that's another job. And if that person doesn't do their job, nothing gets done. It affects several other jobs. And that's the issue. And companies could probably streamline. And maybe they will. Maybe they won't. All right, kids. That's it for today. Make sure you share the link for the show from Sunday with people who do not know. Share the link with them for the invite for the meeting on the 11th. Get them angry. Get them motivated. Get them at the meeting. All right, kids. We will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Friday. Woo woo. And God bless you. Have a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. Stay strong.